Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lupe and today I'm going to be doing a review video for you guys, and I'm actually really excited about this. The palette that I'm going to be talking about is actually this one right here. It's the Pixi with H Loves collaboration together, and it is the Layers palette, and this is a highlighting palette, and honestly you guys, this is such a nice highlighting palette. Just every detail I absolutely love. I love the packaging. I love the way it is. I just love it. Now, I want to tell you guys, because this is me as a consumer, like I spent my hard-earned money on this, and the whole process that I went through and everything that happened regarding this palette was kind of just like, damn it. Because I literally got it like when it came out from the actual Pixi website. Now, there's nothing wrong with like the Pixi website and how I ordered it and everything else. Like that went by so smooth. But the issue I had is when it actually got to my door. And I don't know if I'm going to do a clip or just show you guys a picture, but essentially guys, when I got this palette, I pretty much wanted to cry, because when I first got it, it was broken, shattered. Now, I'm being a little bit like over dramatic, but like you waited weeks for it to get released. You waited a few days once you ordered it to get it, and then it gets to your door and you have like the biggest hopes. It's the one thing that you've been looking forward to since you ordered it, and it comes in broken, and it's just like your heart just breaks into so many pieces. And I know many people like me go through this because it happens. Luckily, the customer service was on point. 2 or 3 days later, I got the palette again and it was in perfect shape, and here we are with this video. Of course, it is months late, so this happened like a while back. I want to talk to you guys about the palette, and this is it. This is the cartridge, and this is the front, of course. The back looks like so. I love the fact that the packaging outside reflects what's inside. So what you're getting inside is 5 pans of highlighter. You get a mirror. It shows you the color. Like honestly, the detail is there. But let's go ahead and open it. And when you open it, you do get this palette right here. The back just tells you how much you get, and you get 3.09 ounces of product and 2.27 ounces of product. The shades are Lace, Zipper, Knit, Tea, and Clutch. This actually retails for $24, which I think for the amount of product that you get and the component and everything is actually a very good price. I think for highlighters nowadays, you could just get one shade and it's like over $30. So being able to get 5 shades that are different colors that you can custom build together is just amazing. So I think the price is just right. I don't think it's expensive. I don't know if we consider Pixi drugstore or not, but I feel like even for drugstore, like for the what you get, I really don't think $24 is like way up there. It's up there, but it's not like way up there. Not for what you get at all. So now let's talk about each shade individually. Let's talk about Lace. This is actually my favorite shade. I love the undertone of it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick swatch on the back of my hand. I personally feel like in person and on pan, it looks a little bit more peach than it does on the camera. Like I know it really looks gold and everything, but it's really champagne-y. It's very light. So I do think that this is tended more for the fair tones, but man, this shade is amazing. So Lace on point. We're gonna move on to Zipper right here, which is this purple highlighter, and I know she wanted to add purple because it was a unique color. It was something different, and I completely agree. Although the one thing that I don't like about this shade, it's that I'm pretty sure it's a different formula from the rest, because it's not as wet feeling, but it's also a little bit, how do I say, not as blinding. Like I don't know if you guys can tell, it kind of looks a little chalky, but it's not chalky. It's just not as blinding as I wish it were compared to the other ones, but it's still very freaking beautiful. So this is Zipper. That's my least favorite shade of the palette, although it's the most eye-catching shade in the entire palette. We're gonna move on to Knit now, and this one I said is that bronzy gold, and it's just, I don't know why my camera is not doing it justice, but it is so beautiful. And I do think that that is the shade that will suit darker skin tones more. Like for me, it might be a little too dark, but I know mixing it in with others, it would just be perfect. Tea. And this one is more of a golden champagne shade. Still very blinding, as you can tell, but it's more golden. And again, that blinding wet look is just unreal. I mean, they did that. Pixi and Rach Loves did that. Another winning shade. Let's go to Clutch now, and Clutch is going to be this shade right here. And this one is a lighter shade, more of a yellow, I feel. Well, technically I feel like it's more white than yellow, but it's still a golden undertone. Sorry. And as you can tell from these swatches, again, swatches really don't mean anything. It's how they perform on the face. But I just feel like it's just a wonderful palette. Let's go ahead and put these on my face now, because that is definitely what we want to see. This is the Layers palette. So first we're going to start off with, I don't know, we'll just start off with Zipper, because I feel like that's the shade that all of us really want to see how it performs. Like I said, I feel like Zipper has a different formula compared to the rest. It's not as wet feeling. It's a little bit more of a dry texture. So obviously it's going to perform a little bit differently. I also feel like it's not as blinding as the rest of the shades, but that's just me and my personal preference. So let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see the full power of it. Okay. So we're going to do it on this cheek, and just literally not a lot, and you guys can see the purple on the brush. Oh, so amazing. We're going to tap off a little bit of the excess and then just bring it right in. And if you don't think that is a beautiful, stunning color that is just unique on its own, you need to get your eyes checked. Like, I'm just telling you, like, yes, it's a different formula. Yes, it's not as blinding as the other shades are, but it is just... So we're gonna go on to the other side, and I'm gonna wipe my brush real quick because I only have one. And we're gonna go in with, let's go in with Knit, because I want you guys to see how the darkest shade in the palette performs on my face. You just tap it in and you're good to go. And as you can tell, this is darker on me, so it kind of doesn't show up as well, but it still gives me that sheen that is just perfection. And I feel like if I was tanner, you would see it even better. Like, you can tell it's dark on my face because it kind of shows like a shadow. It's there, and once you guys see it reflecting on the light, you see it, but it's a little too dark for me. But I swear, beautiful shade. Now that we put Knit, let's go ahead and add Tea to it. I feel like Tea would be a good combo with it. And we're just gonna grab a very teensy wincy bit and just lighten it up. And you guys, this was just a teensy wincy bit of Tea, and you guys can already see how blinding it is. Like, that's just insane. Like, that's insane, right, guys? That's insane. So for the other side, I'm gonna add Clutch because I want to save lace for my nose because I want you guys to see it on its own. But let's do Clutch on top of Zipper here. And do you see that? It just transforms. It just gives it that extra blinding edge that it needs. Like, I swear, it's like a hint of gold, and then it kind of just shifts to a beautiful purple, and it's just beautiful. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? I'm gonna do Zipper with my finger, just a little bit, and just bring it in on my nose. And look at that, guys, Rudolph nose. Like, that's insane. Oh, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. You guys think it's beautiful, right? Okay, guys, now that you guys have seen the application on my face and you guys have seen it in action, I want to give you guys my thoughts on this palette. Now, let's talk about the pros of this palette, which I think is just everything. I think this palette is a solid like 10 out of 10. Amazing, blinding, great price, great quality. Everything is just a win with this palette, and I feel like if you guys don't get this, you guys are really missing out. And it's not just me trying to be nice, trying to say like this is nice just because saying it nice, and it's a collaboration with someone that's on the YouTube realm like me. No, it's literally, I had expectations and it met every single one. Not only that, it exceeded every single one of my expectations. With that being said, let's talk about what I love about it. I love the packaging. I love the fact that it comes with a mirror. I love the amount of product you get. I feel like you get a very decent amount. The shades that I absolutely love, and I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, is definitely Lace. Like, that is my all-time favorite shade of this entire palette because it's just peach and champagne and gold and amazing and blinding. If you guys can't tell my Rudolph nose, but just on point. Although I do feel like I said a little goes a very, very long way. So if you overdo it, you kind of gotta start over because it's super, super blinding. So if you mess up or if you don't blend it right, it definitely looks like a streak, but it looks like a wet streak. And I feel like it does emphasize texture, but that's like any highlighter. It's supposed to emphasize texture because light coming into your face, I don't know what you'd expect. Now let's talk about the things that I hate. And to be quite honest, it's not a lot at all. It's just one tiny thing, and it's that Zipper is not the same formula as the rest of these shades. The rest of them feel wet, very nice texture, but Zipper I feel like is a little bit more of a dry texture, which leads me to believe that this one is a different formula. Now I don't know if all of them are the same formula or not, but I can tell you right now that definitely Zipper is a different formula just by the way it feels, swatches, and applies. It's not as blinding as the rest, but that's just me nitpicking at it. And that's the only con I feel about it. I love the shade of the pans. I know it's kind of like disproportionate because you only get 3 that are small and these 2 that are big. For some people that might be like, why didn't you just make them all the same size? But honestly, I feel like from my perspective, I feel like the layout is just perfect. One, because these 2 shades are just everyone's go-to. Like, I don't know anybody who doesn't like a nice gold or a nice champagne shade on any like makeup day. I don't know anybody. I just love the whole concept of it, and I love that it's layers and they layer perfectly on top of each other. So I think this palette is just really on point. I feel like Rach Loves and Pixi just did that. This is amazing, and if you guys don't have it in your collection, I truly believe you're missing out, and you guys should definitely check it out. And well, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys stuck with me to the very end of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.